That should be a sign.
Yeah,
that's
apples
on
aren't
the board.
allowed to smoke too. Just to be clear on that one.
Over in the corner, there's a talking apple in this tavern going, I want to be allowed to smoke all I want. Alex, I am kind of surprised that we have never talked about this on the show, and I want to rectify this right now. Have you ever heard of the Mandala Effect?
I've never heard of the Mandala Effect.
Okay, it gets its name from... Have you ever seen those mandalas that you would, like, color in?
I was thinking the game with the rocks.
Oh, that's Mancala.
Oh,
Sorry.
the Mancala Effect.
I was wrong. It's the Mancala Effect. I'm sorry. Anyway, the general idea behind the Mancala Effect, which I guess is what we're going to call it now, is that there are things that we misremember, and then from the collective perspective, we just kind of remember them that way, even though they never were like that.
Okay.
Like, for instance, and this is kind of fun, because it's obviously called the Mandala Effect, is that there was this guy, I don't know if you know, his name was Nelson Mandela, and there were people that thought that he died in jail in the 80s, but he actually didn't die until like 2013. I
didn't think he was dead at all, actually.
Yeah, well, he's probably chilling on an island somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe he...
Kind of reminds me of film legend Lee Marvin, who is celebrating his 30th birthday today.
Oh, that's so nice. Good for you, Lee Marvin. Have a happy 30th. Anyway, one of the things that I noticed, though, when you go through Mandala effects, is that they're usually about an element to the thing that isn't actually there. Have you noticed, like, Curious George? Okay,
He's a curious little monkey, I've noticed him.
He is a curious little monkey. He's full of curiosity. And the one thing you might not know
is where we get curiosity beverages from, when they squeeze the curiosity out of the monkey?
Yes. Then we have to go to the Spiffing Brit to get Yorkshire Gold so that we can create some more tea. The thing about it is, do you think Curious George has a tail?
I think he's got 7 tails, actually.
Oh, that's... no, you're thinking 9 tails.
Oh,
that's a
my
Pokemon. Bad. Anyway, no, Curious George actually does not have a tail, but people remember him having a tail because Monkey, Mr. Moneybags, remember from the Monopoly game?
Yeah, he was full of bags of money.
He was full of bags of money. Did he have a monocle?
He had a money bag.
Okay, that didn't answer my question, but okay. The answer, he did not actually have a monocle.
I feel like he had 16 monocles. They were all at home on shelves.
Well, we don't know what he does in his personal time, what he collects as a hobby.
He used the monocle for driving, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Don't ask me why.
A driving monocle?
Yes.
I need a
you
driving
need one eye for that depth perception properly.
That's true. We don't actually care how far away the cat is when we're getting across the road. Who cares? It's fine. Do you remember if the Fruit of the Loom emblem has a cornucopia in the background?
I don't even remember what a cornucopia is.
It's a horn of plenty.
Why would you call it a cornucopia then?
Because that's also what it's called.
Well, pick a name.
Fine. It's that big thing that you put the fruit in to make it a centerpiece. You can also wear it as a hat.
Yeah, it's definitely... the Fruit of the Loom definitely makes hats with fruit in it.
That's right. That's what they do. Anyway, it does not actually have a cornucopia on the logo.
I was thinking about this one specifically a while back. And I feel like that idea of it having a cornucopia or horn of plenty in that specific branding probably stems from Thanksgiving traditions in America, where the depictions usually have vegetables and fruits in a horn of plenty for a centerpiece of the pilgrims.
Mm-hmm. That's possible. Yeah, I can see that. There are some people that would claim it might have been in a license or something, or a branding for Fruit of the Loom. I don't know about that. I can, however, tell you that I did look on Fruit of the Loom's website recently to check this out, and when they showed the timeline of their logos throughout time, none of them have cornucopias in them.
Yeah.
Or Horns of Plenty, or whatever you want to call them.
Or could be thinking about the Hannaford logo.
Oh, that's true. You could be thinking about
which
the Hannaford
also does
logo.
not have a Horn of Plenty in it.
Yes, that also does not have it in there. Sorry. Yeah, there are people that don't live on the East Coast that will have no idea what Hannaford's is. So,
supermarket chain. Good job.
yeah, exactly. Think of your Kroger's or your Piggly Wiggly or your Publix.
Like
Is
Jackson Publix?
Yes, but the point of the matter is that most of those effects are adding an element that was not originally there, like the little black tip on the end of Pikachu's tail. That's not actually.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the concept of this from a different thing that I like to listen to occasionally, which are like Glitch in the Matrix stories.
Ooh, fun.
Which are, maybe I jumped realities.
Yeah, well, there is this thing that, it might be a collective unconsciousness, it might be a misremembering of things.
I would like a collective unconsciousness.
Yes. It may be that it just flows better in certain ways, like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood is how it actually goes, the song.
For one small step for man, which is not the correct version of that.
Okay.
It's one small step for a man.
Ah, yes. And also, so you'll say one small step for man. Most of the time, people remember it that way.
Yeah, but grammatically, if you've looked at that sentence, and people have, which is why I'm saying this, grammatically speaking, and in the text he wrote for what he wanted to say when he first stepped onto the moon's lunar surface, it was one small step for a man, because he is a man, and then one giant leap for mankind. So saying one small step for man, and then directly contradicting it with a giant leap for mankind makes no sense.
Why are we talking about this? Okay, we're talking about this today because there are some real possibilities as to how you can use a Mandala Effect in your RPG as a scenario.
Great lead up.
Great lead up, and didn't take very long at all to do. Very happy about that. So, I will give you a scenario. I'm sure one that you would have never come up with on your own, which is of a adventuring party that is going into a town that they've visited previously. They have always gone to a tavern. The tavern has been called the Lion's Tail. One day, going back into town, they go to the same tavern that they've always gone to, except it is now called the Lion's Mane. The logos are all different, and when you are talking to people, you're always talking about how, I remember this as the Lion's Tail. No one knows what you're talking about. It's always been the Lion's Mane. And so now the question, of course, is, what do you, as the adventuring party, do with this new information? Are you crazy? Is it you misremembering? Or is it something that's actually happening with the world?
Oh, so like false memories, maybe?
Maybe like false memories. Or maybe it is just you. Maybe it is just your party.
Maybe it is just us.
Yeah.
Maybe we've gone through a time skip, or a time jump, or a timeline change, or reality shift.
Or, as people often suggest, possibly the existence of parallel worlds. Because that is one of those little conspiracy theories that happens to come up a lot about the ideas of Mandala Effects. Maybe there is actually some universe where there is a Pikachu that has like a little black tip on his tail, or where Mr. Moneybags has a monocle. I don't know how those are coming into your purview as the way it works. Maybe there was a world where Mr. Moneybags being rich and therefore be-monocled made sense, and we just didn't get it in this world.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be fun to do something like that in an RPG game. You could subtly change these minor things that aren't important, but just kind of make it like weird, like
Mm,
oddly, a little bit creepy, maybe even.
sure.
Like, just have them do a thing for a while, have them go back to the same tavern like this, and then suddenly change the name on them, and just kind of don't tell them outright that it's not the same. Just have them notice it casually,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
Suddenly your tavern name is different. Also, the barmaid's name is not the same thing you've known for the last 20 years.
Everybody's outfits are a different color.
Yeah, the drink that you've been ordering, the same drink that you've been ordering the last every night that you come here for the last 10 years. Subtle difference in what it tastes like.
Yeah, it's not made with grog.
Yeah, it's now made with wine.
It's now made with wine. So now
It's
you gotta deal with that.
very different taste.
Yeah, exactly. You used to order a beer and now it's a cider. And what is that?
Yep, you used to order an apple smoked ham and now it is actually just a brisket.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? And you can tell that there's no apple smoking in here. That should be a sign.
Yeah,
that's
apples
on
aren't
the door.
allowed to smoke too. Just to be clear on that one.
Over in the corner, there's a talking apple in this tavern going, I want to be allowed to smoke all I want.
But yeah, I think it could be fun. Throw a little curveball at your players and maybe a mystery to solve.
Yes.
Why is this happening? Are we in the right reality? Did we jump into a parallel universe? And then later on they find out like a portal goblin or something.
A portal goblin or illusionary
Yeah.
magic. It almost always ends up being illusionary magic, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it'd be more fun if it was not illusion magic and it was literally them slipping into another dimension.
Oh, yeah. That'd be cool.
Maybe the doorway to the tavern itself is a doorway to an alternate dimension version of the tavern.
Ooh. Oh, that's an interesting idea, too. Ooh, I got an idea. This is new. Have you ever heard of a false hydra?
I have not.
Okay, well, a false hydra can actually change the perception of reality around it to make it imperceivable. And so maybe in this town, you have like a false hydra that has like eaten the bar owner of the lion's tail and needs to figure out how it's going to change the scenario around, maybe to make it like a lion's mane. That would be something.
Okay. So we could have the false hydra eat the bar owner and then change the reality of it in people's brains.
That's true. Yes, we could do that.